Sir Caius Teos and his lovely bride princess Elena were madly in love and never afraid to show and relish in that fact. They enjoyed a day of horseback riding as they always have, and just like always, are completely unaware of the baleful gaze that watched them from afar, atop an ominous hill in a dark, decrepit castle.
Look at this fucking moron. Fucking fraud bitch.
Daleos Manus, a disgraced knight turned vampire, looks on with vile contempt at the woman he had lost, and the man whom he believes had robbed him of everything. His anger began to swell slowly but surely, as memories of the worst day of his mortal life began to manifest.
Sir Daleos Manus and Sir Caius Teos, your timely presence is appreciated as, of course, owing to the great success at the Battle of Trollbridge, along with other more pressing matters, I have a few things to discuss. But first, congratulations are in order. Caius Teos, I've known you since you were a mere boy, and even at a young age. You were always headstrong and passionate. You had a strong sense of justice, and even back then, I knew you would grow into a fine young man and a great warrior. My faith in you was rewarded when you became a knight of this great kingdom, and even more so when your skills were put to the test at the Battle of Trollbridge, and you helped in carrying our men to victory. I am exceedingly proud. I am also aware that you have taken an interest in my lovely daughter, Lady Elena, and judging from the glances she throws your way from time to time, even though she thinks I don't notice, I know she feels the same. I have judged you to be a man of great character. You may have my daughter's hand, as well as my blessing. Sir Daleos Manus, you are another matter entirely. Not only has your cowardice been well documented, like sneaking off and abandoning your men at Trollbridge and playing dead at the salt mine battlefields to avoid combat, just to name a few, your perversion is the most despicable. Raiding the female servants' quarters at midnight, going through and stealing their undergarments. You have also been observed trying to solicit girls as young as 14. And don't try to deny it. More than 9 of them have already filed complaints. You make me sick. Guards! Get this sexless dick cheese piece of shit out of my sight!
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Daleos' life seemed to devolve into chaos in naught but an instant. Banished to the deepest depths of the castle dungeons with nothing but an uncertain future, all he had was time. Time to lament his pitiful circumstances, and time for his anger toward Caius Teos to grow. How long has he been here? Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. Until one faithful night, when an unexpected visitor changed his life forever.
Bitches! Niggle! 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 Niggle!
His thirst is unbearable. He has to see her. He appeared in the dead of night, at a dwelling he knew all too well, the dwelling of Caius Theos and Lady Alaina, a cottage gifted to the young couple by Alaina's father. Although Deleos had visited here on many a night, nothing could have prepared him or his cold heart for what he was about to witness as he peered through their window. He had always heard the rumours, chattering amongst the servant girls and chambermaids in the king's castle. He knew of Caius's sexual prowess, and on this night he bore witness to it as it rained down on the woman he loved. With Alaina face down and drenched in sweat, Caius destroyed her. Explosive backshots fired like a repeating cannon, tearing into her very soul and destroying a vampire's cold heart as he watched from the shadows. Caius was a powerful beast, and the pounding went on strong for what seemed like an eternity before they collapsed into a deep sleep from sheer exhaustion. Deleos was ready to make his move. The vampiric Deleos Manus hovered over the now resting Alaina. The room, now slightly chilled by his presence, is also heavily permeated with the salty scent of sex, a constant and painful reminder of Caius's manhood and dominance. Although this angered him greatly, he quickly reminded himself to not get distracted. Simply watching was not enough, he must claim his prize. With a finger placed lightly beneath her lips, he gazed in anguish at the woman he coveted. Her face still had traces of sweat, and her hair was in raunchy disarray. His hands began to tremble. With a deft, cold hand and long, bony fingers, he reached under Alaina's bedsheets and removed her sex-stained panties. With Alaina's panties in hand, Deleos felt a sharp, thrilling sense of arousal and excitement. They were still damp from her sweat, and although traces of Caius's salty nut could still be observed, so too were traces of Alaina's vaginal juices. He intended to savor it. With his nostrils buried in Alaina's panties, he inhaled deeply. The scent of his beloved was intoxicating and overwhelming, and as his head tilted back in sheer ecstasy, he allowed himself to be taken adrift on the soft cloud of Alaina's womanhood. But, as a consequence, he was distracted, completely forgetting where he was, and not to mention forgetting that there was someone else in the room whom he had completely forgotten, until it was too late.
Oh, what?
First off, guys, I really want to thank you all for showing up tonight. Truly, I'm grateful. And I know Alaina will be as well, once we rid her of this nuisance that's been a thorn in both our lives since the past couple of months. Guys, you won't believe this, but it seems our perverted friend, who escaped after being locked away in a dungeon where he belongs, is back. I don't know how or why, but it would seem that he is now a vampire, and he has been using his powers to its full advantage. Entering our house at midnight, running his disgusting hands over my woman, and even going through her panty drawer. It would seem that, even as a vampire, that sexless incel hasn't changed. But with help from you guys, this problem will be rectified. Jason, did you manage to gather what I asked for? We can't do this without it.
Yes, I got it. I managed to load up 2 bags of salt, fresh from the salt mines. I hope it's enough.
Yes, don't worry, that's more than enough. Now guys, remember what I told you yesterday. After you carve the lumber you've collected into clubs, just leave them to soak in the salt water overnight. I did some research, and salt appears to be one of Deleos's major weaknesses. The salt-soaked clubs should be very effective.
What if he changes into a bat or something and try to escape?
Don't worry about that. I've got a trick up my sleeve in case he does.
The fuck?
Alright, boys. Looks like we're eating good tonight.
Ah, dude! Shit!
He turned into a bat!
What the fuck was that? Oh my god!
Daleos Manus met his end at the hands of Chaos Teos and his men. The salted clubs proved effective, and his once immortal body broke down under their relentless assault. His body was buried deep in the woods, with a slab of rock serving as his headstone. As vile as he may have been, no dead deserves to go unburied. That was how the villagers saw it. Dalios died sexless, and having never felt the warmth of a woman, the villagers saw fit to carve the symbol of the goddess Venus as symbol of luck on his headstone, in hopes that in his next life he may finally be able to get some pussy.